This day marks the end of a long chapter in the academic careers of these students, and we're here to congratulate all of them. As we know, academic success is built upon the support of many people, from family, from friends, and from the different cultures and traditions we hold dearly. Many of you have traveled long distances and made important sacrifices to be here today. On behalf of the students and my colleagues, I'd like to thank you. You were the material, social, psychological, and academic support to have made possible the accomplishments of our graduates. So thank you and welcome. The International Institute's honored to have as our keynote speaker for this year's commencement, Julia S. Gouw, President and Chief Operating Officer of East West Bank. Originally hailing from Indonesia, Gouw leads one of the largest independent banks headquartered in California, which serves as a financial bridge between the United States and China. Its parent company, East West Bancorp, for which Gouw is a member of the board, is among the top 30 largest publicly traded banks in the nation. For the last 5 years in a row, it's been ranked in the top 15 of the 100 best banks in America by Forbes magazine. Julia moved to the United States in 1978 and earned a degree in accounting at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champagne. After becoming a certified public accountant and working at KPMG as a senior audit manager, she joined East West Bank in 1989 as its controller. Thereafter, she quickly rose through the ranks to become Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer, and ultimately President. Under her leadership, the bank has achieved 11 consecutive years of record earnings, a stellar track record widely recognized throughout the banking and investment communities. A longstanding friend of UCLA, Julia established an endowed chair for mood disorders research at the UCLA Health System, where she also serves on the board of overseers. In addition, she's the founding chair of the Executive Women's Advisory Board for the Iris Cantor UCLA Women's Health Center. In addition to women's health, Julia supports women's advancement as a board member of the Trusteeship, an affiliate organization of the International Women's Forum. She's currently a member of the board of directors of Pacific Mutual Holding Company and Pacific Life Corporation, and was appointed to serve on the District Export Council by the U.S. Secretary of Commerce. Ranked 5 times by American Banker magazine as one of the 25 most powerful women in banking, Julia has also twice received the Los Angeles Business Journal's Women Making a Difference Award. Among other honors, she's been named one of LA's top women in finance by the Los Angeles Business Journal and Philanthropist of the Year by the National Association of Women Business Owners in Los Angeles. Please join me in welcoming our speaker, Julia Gouw.
Each and every one of you has reached out to the international community and will leave your footprint in this world as change makers, scholars, and scientists. Some of you may go to some pretty remote places where you may not even be able to get reception for your iPhone. Don't panic. Let me assure you, there was a time when there were no iPhones. And people simply had to show up when they said they would. As crazy as that sounds, we all survived. You all have family and mentors in your life who supported you and made this day possible. Thank them. An education is a privilege that very few people have access to. Do you know how many people in the world have a college degree? Take a guess. Only 6.7% of world's population has this privilege. So you are very special. And that means you have the power and knowledge that few people have in this world. You can do something with this power and knowledge. We need people like you who can bridge cultures, languages, and who want to make a positive impact. In this interconnected world, our future survival is dependent on how we cooperate with each other. Like you, I knew that education was the key to my future. Growing up in Indonesia, the idea of women getting a career was very daring at the time. Most of women of my mom's generation never had a job. My father always urged me to get a college degree so that I can be financially independent. When I asked to come to the United States to get the best possible education, he supported me without question. Thanks to my father, I became the first woman in my family to graduate from college from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champagne. When I was building my career here in the United States, it was hard to define my identity. I felt neither 100% Asian nor 100% American. Later, as I gained confidence in myself, I felt I was something even better, a global citizen. That means I can draw from the best of both worlds, and so can you. You must capitalize on your strengths and work to bring the world together. The future success of businesses and organizations in the next century will be those who can bridge the gap between cultures. Now I'm the president and chief operating officer of a bank that serves as a financial bridge between East and West, between US and China. Later this year, we will become the largest independent bank headquartered in Southern California. We finance films such as The Hunger Games and the sequel to Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, which is coming out this summer. So you may want to see it. An American Banker magazine named me one of the country's 25 most powerful women in banking. People often ask me how I became successful. So now I would like to share with you some of the lessons I learned early on. First and foremost, get out of your comfort zone. This is the best time to do it. As you go on to explore the real world, you will have to learn to adapt. It may be a culture shock at first, but keep working hard, and you'll be surprised at how resilient you can be in the face of change and how much you can improvise in times of stress. I remember when I first started working at the international accounting firm KPMG. I was asked to do a search for unrecorded liabilities. I said, sure, but I was thinking, what is that? I never heard of that in college. The good thing is that they show me last year's work paper, so you just start reading and learning. And I learned a good shortcut. When in doubt, don't be afraid to ask for help. One of the fastest ways to learn something is to find people who are experts in the field you need to learn and ask them questions to supplement your own research. Through that process, you got used to tackling new things you have never done before. Later on, when I was an executive at East West Bank, we needed to do an acquisition. Well, I never did an acquisition before, but I knew I would find a way because I had the confidence that I could figure things out. Second, set high and achievable goals. It is important to have realistic goals and set them high enough to keep you moving forward, and you will go farther than you expected. Live with purpose. When you wake up each morning, visualize the goal and create steps that will help you get there little by little. Find mentors and learn from others who are more experienced, who can be honest with you about what you are good at and where you need improvement. I'm here today because of the wise counsel of my mentors. Third, don't be afraid to fail. When you meet a challenge along the way, analyze and adjust. I don't always get what I want, but I never feel it's a failure. It's just different than what I expected, and a chance to gain knowledge and insight. I have always loved the story about Thomas Edison. After he invented the light bulb, a reporter asked him how it felt to fail 10,000 times before he succeeded. Edison replied, I have not failed 10,000 times. I've just found 10,000 ways how not to make a light bulb. Winston Churchill said it this way, success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Fourth, give back. Booker T. Washington said, I learned long ago that those who are happiest are those who do most for others. I agree wholeheartedly. Philanthropy is one of the best virtues of the American culture. A family member of mine was treated for mood disorders at UCLA. In 2003, I set up the Julia Gouw Endowed Chair for Mood Disorders Research. Then I got to know Dr. Janet Prager, director of Iris Cantor UCLA Women's Health Center. Dr. Prager told me that funding for women's health is much less than for men. In fact, when she went to medical schools in the 80s, they did not even teach women's health, but simply assumed that women weigh 70% of men, so all treatments and dosages for women should just be 70% of what men receive. Doctors didn't even know that symptoms and treatments for a heart attack are very different for women. As a result, many women were misdiagnosed and died unnecessarily. So I said, why don't I put together an executive advisory board for women's health? I got a group of my women executive friends together and said, let's each contribute $10,000 a year for a 3-year commitment and authorize the center to use the money for research on women's health. The response from my friends was amazing. We funded 16 pilot studies to date. An investment of $600,000 in pilot studies has returned over $6 million in government and foundation grant. I feel we are the venture capitalists for women's health. It was very rewarding. And finally, I want to encourage you to explore new frontiers. You never know what one bold move can bring. My grandfather was born in 1900 in southern China. The family was very poor. When he was 13 years old, he jumped on a ship, not knowing where it would go. It landed in Indonesia, and that's where he began a new life. When I was 18, I left Indonesia, got on a plane, and landed in Middle America, not knowing what life would bring, never imagining that someday I would be standing here before you. Graduates, I wish you the best luck as you embark on your new adventure. No matter where in the world you will end up in the next few years, believe in the impossible, hold tight to the incredible, and live each day to its fullest potential. Never lose sight of how lucky you are. I cannot wait to see what you all will do. Congratulations and enjoy your special day. Thank you.